we've got to come together as a hunting community. When you criticize somebody on their hunting methods or their way they're hunting, I will get sideways in a heartbeat. I'm a good Christian man, but I will turn absolutely 100% red if I hear somebody bashing somebody about a crossbow or, well, you should be hunting like this. No, you shouldn't be judging anybody.
That's exactly right. Hey, welcome back to the Buck Junkies Podcast. Before we get going today, y'all, Mikey, we got a contest going, don't we?
Yeah, we got a contest going. Mike, you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, it's in the Buck Junkies Outdoors Club, and there's a post at the top. And what we're asking you to do is go on there and post one of your favorite deer camp recipes. You don't have to do the whole recipe, just the name of it. Give us, maybe if you want to give a description, that's cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick one of these, and we're giving away this awesome cutting board that our friends over at True Board sent us. It's like a handcrafted big, man, is it 24 by?
I don't know why we're giving it away. I would like to have it at the house.
The deer camp. But it's a custom-made cutting board. We're going to give away some of our new seasons. We've got our camp house season and the deer meat season and the turkey dust season that we just came out with. And we're giving away one of our Victorinox black-handled 6-inch boning knives. That's probably the knife that we use the most out of the set in the kitchen at camp. But, yeah, so all you got to do is comment below what kind of deer camp recipes y'all want to see from us. And then we're going to run this contest from October 19th to October 28th. About, I don't know, Tyler's got 8:59 CST on here. It's official. So we got another week of it, but we've got some good entries already. And, some of these, we're going to narrow it down to one. We'll just let a random generator pick which one. We're not going to single out somebody. But we may cook some of these others, and I'm sure that we're going to have some other prizes to go with, like second, third, whatever, some other cool ones. That way we can send y'all some of these seasonings that we got. But y'all get your entries in. It's over on the Facebook. Just look up the Buck Junkies Outdoor Club. And, if you want to tag somebody, that's cool. We're not making you do that. But if you want to share it and, help get the word out, y'all get entered up, and we're going to give you a cool cutting board and some other stuff to go with it.
Yeah, don't miss out on that one. It's a good giveaway.
So, Mikey, we got a special guest in here with us today.
Yeah, we got a special guest.
Yeah, this is Mr. Daniel Beckham. Thanks for joining us, son. You can find him online at BamaSippiMan on social media. He's a hunter from the Alabama, Mississippi area, so you're kind of right here in our back. I think you live here in DeSoto County, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And you what I've noticed following you is that you do a lot of public land hunting, a lot of informational stuff on saddle hunting, which me and Mikey know nothing about. You're going to have to educate us on this, because I don't know if I can see my big self up in a tree on one of them. But we're going to dive into all that. Daniel, we thank you for joining us today, and let's have a good time.
So let's talk a little bit about public land hunting, Daniel, because I know you do a bunch of it. Probably 90% of your hunting is on public land?
Yeah, I'd say, 80 to 90%.
So, growing up, I know I hunted a lot of public land and stuff like that, and, been fortunate enough not to have to go back. I do like going back to my roots every now and then, slipping out there and doing a little hunting. But, I guess I want to talk to you a little bit about, some techniques and like what is the best way to approach public land hunting? And what do you, I guess my first question would be, what are you looking for in a public land set? When you go in to make a set and you find a place that you want to hunt, what are you looking for in that set? And is it different from, private land to public land?
So when I break down public land, to answer that specifically, is I look for multiple access points. So I don't want to, if the wind is a south wind, I want to be able to access from the north. I want that wind in my face when I access it. If the wind's going to change, every area, you kind of block it off. But it all starts with mapping programs, whether it's, I use Google Earth and Onyx. Those are the main two that I use. And Google Earth, I use it to go back. You can go back to like 1970 and see how areas have changed.
Right.
So I'll take the Onyx, so break this piece of core land, national forest, whatever it may be, break it down, and do I have multiple points to access that block? If I don't, then I know it's for a specific wind.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it all starts with a program. Hunt Stand, Onyx, Spartan Forge. I run all of those. and all of them have a little bit different ways to approach your view.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it all starts with mapping.
Okay. So what other than just like having multiple directions, are you looking for something else on that mapping before you go in and like, I'm talking like an area you've never been into, not something that you're familiar with. I mean, you're walking into some government woods that you have never set foot on. What on that map is going to make you go into that area and say, this is where I want to start looking to see where I'm going to put a stand at?
So you look at cover, forage, as well, and how much traffic is on that area.
I just wrote that down. I was like, how far are you going from the road? That's
not necessarily. So that's the most common question.
Yeah.
Is so how far do you go? Yesterday morning I was a mile and a half. Mile and a half is about average.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it just depends on what I see in that area, but. So I'm looking on the maps. I'm looking for 4-wheeler trails.
Okay.
All right. So leaf off imagery on Onyx, you can dive in there and see, all right, are those duck hunters accessing that, hot and heavy from duck season? Are they scouting it? There's a lot of places that I hunt up until these boys start scouting for ducks. I'm a duck hunter as well, but, there's certain times I access those areas.
Yeah.
So I look for how much traffic is in the area, whether it's next to private land, and is Jim Bob got a trail going off his back 40 onto that public land. If he does, sometimes you can see it on these programs and using like 3D.
Yeah.
So if he's got a ridge coming onto his property on the back side, on the back corner, that's typically where he's going to access that public land. And a lot of times you find that is sometimes the best hunting, because he may have a jam up good food plot right there on the back 40, and those deer are bedding on thick cover on public land.
Yeah.
So I know a lot. I hate that it happened, but that tornado that we had come through,
Mm-hmm.
That created a lot of good habitat.
Yeah.
And on public land. And you target those features on Onyx.
Are you looking for transitions? Are you looking for like ridges and saddles? You looking for
a saddle is just a gimme.
Yeah.
Like that's a gold mine. If I find a good saddle and nobody's been in there, you're gonna see deer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my goal, is it's not just about the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, I want to encounter as much wild game as I can.
Yeah.
And so I look for those transitions as well. Look for cover, forage, transitions, access, and traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So you put all that. It's a lot in that algorithm.
You put all that in before you ever step foot out of the truck.
Before
you're looking at the screens. Yep. You're looking at your computer. You're looking at your phone.
I'll drop on a general area. I couldn't tell you the acreage because I don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
I may drop 50 pins, and I'll go to all those pins and I'll start eliminating them. I'll start nope.
Yeah.
And when I'm in an area, I'm a working husband, father. We're busy, so a lot of times I scout hunt. So I'll go to an area with the intention of scouting it and hunting it in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name. He said first time in is the best time. That's not always the case because we just don't have time these days.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot to it.
I know you said you're busy, and we all are. We have lives and stuff. How do you determine, say, oh, I'm going to go hunt this piece of government woods versus, somewhere close to home, like say at Arca Butler or somewhere like that? Are you going to Sardis? Or are you going to Holly Springs?
It's traffic.
Yeah.
It's how many people. So the best way to see traffic, what I mean by traffic, is go to Academy, go to Sportsman's Warehouse, and see how many people encounter as many people as you can, and say, hey, you've been doing any good. People will tell you.
Yeah.
People will tell you where they're hunting and how much they're hunting. And when you talk to enough people, you'll gain kind of you're not going to talk to everybody, don't get me wrong. But if you talk to 10 people and 8 out of those 10 are hunting Arca Butler, then that's saying, all right, well, it's getting a little more, it's ramping up.
Yeah.
Like more people, I'm deathly scared of snakes. Everybody that knows me knows that, your brother included.
Yeah.
And so I scout as much as I can during the summer, but I stay out of some of these areas.
In swampy areas, you ain't
I
getting
stay
in.
out of them. Like it's just no, we're not we're gonna tread lightly. But moving on into September, October opens October 1st, and that's when I really like I said, I'll scout hunt. I'll go in, I'll drop, like I said, drop those 50 pins, go in there, wait till it gets. I'll get in there early, wait till it gets light, and I was like, all right. Sometimes it's a complete bust, and I hunt it anyway because it's like the great G-man Gerald Swindle said, fish every cast. I'm going to hunt every hunt. And if I climb a tree at 3 o'clock in the morning and I look around and I can't see anything, I'm still going to hunt it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You never know.
That's right.
There's something there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's opportunity to learn in every hunt. So.
Well, once you find your, I guess, kind of where you're going to be at, are you trying to set on trails? Are you trying to set on acorn trees? Just the edges of the thickets where they border open woods, or is there a certain place that you've been more successful hunting than others, or just it varies?
It depends on the season.
Yeah.
It depends on time in the season. Rut, everything changes. Everything that happens from October 1st in our area, October 1st to middle of November, that goes out the window.
Right.
For about 3 weeks, a month there. You kind of throw that to the side and you hunt where you've seen the most does.
Yeah.
During the rut. That's where I hunt. I've had the most success with, if I go into an area, yesterday I saw 14 does in this area I went to. I probably won't go back in there until the rut.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pressure those deer. And it was more of an observation set yesterday. But early season, I'm targeting, again, depending on where you're at.
Right.
Privet thickets, acorn trees, poke salad. I love finding poke salad early season. Early season, it's forage. Middle of the season, rut time frame, it's does.
Yeah.
And then late season, it's back to forage.
Do you have a preference of what time of year is your favorite? I mean, we all love the rut, but
no, we don't. I don't.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I'm that one, and the whole industry, I may be the only one that I don't like the rut because they're so unpredictable. And I like to bow hunt. Now I'll pick up a gun, but I love to bow hunt, and with bow hunting during the rut, they're just so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's typically when I do pick up that gun and close the deal. Yeah. But I'm not I say all that to also say or specify, I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm not a antler deer hunter. I'm a hunter. First and foremost, I'm a hunter, or outdoorsman. And I want to, like I said before, I love to encounter the wild game. And every chance you do encounter them, you need to learn from them. And that's what will help you grow exponentially as outdoorsmen, is observing that game and determining how they act, how they respond to your footpath coming in, and say, all right, well, I need to do this different. So, but yeah, it depends on the season, on what I'm looking for. I believe that I don't believe anybody truly understands deer. We know a good bit about them, but to really, you don't know what they're going to do.
No, it's still a wild animal.
They're still wild, and I hope they stay that way. So,
so what are you letting the string go on? when you're out there, you're in a tree, you've been hunting this area, you know there's deer in there. What are you letting the string go on?
It depends on what that freezer looks like.
Right. That's a good answer.
If that freezer's slim,
Yeah.
hey, I'll take at Alabama 11 point.
Yeah.
It's
So your family eats deer meat.
we do. Me and my boys eat it. My wife does not. She's not a wild game connoisseur, and that's okay. That leaves enough for us. So.
That's right.
No, it's the people that know me know that I don't discriminate. A deer's a deer, and I can't eat them more.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree totally there.
I mean, and it's people frown upon that, and they're like, no, if you want to shoot a buck, then if you're going to shoot, if I don't see it, if I need a deer, and that spike is the first thing that comes in, we're going to dress him.
Yeah,
and he's going to eat good.
Then once you get that quota filled, are you going on to hunt something mature or?
Which, with Mississippi being the way it is, we get 10 doe and 4 bucks, I think now.
Depends on where you live, which county you're in.
Depends on where you're at. Last year, I filled that quota, like 100% filled it. And my boys done their part too. I donate a lot of meat because there's no possible way we could eat all that. Yeah. I mean, I process all our own stuff. So I give a lot to, family and friends and stuff like that. So, but no, once I feel that we've done justice, we've done what we need to do as outdoorsmen and sportsmen, then I'll tell my boys too, hey, we're looking for Old Mossy. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. 'Cause it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. So
if you get to just say you picked a spot, you done drove, just say you drive to Grenada. Like that's a pretty good piece from here. What, about an hour and a half or so? Yep. So about an hour and a half drive, you get down there, you got your spot picked out, and you pull up there, and there's 15 pickups sitting at your access area. Are you going in? Are you backing out? You gonna try to figure something else out, or what is your mindset when you get there, and what are you gonna do?
If I drop a pin on somewhere around Grenada, and I get to that access point at where I've dropped that pin, and there's 15 trucks there, there's going to be 16 because I'm staying because I've dropped a pin for a reason. Yeah. And I'll wait till about 9:30, 10 o'clock when everybody starts coming out, and that's when I'll ease in there. Okay. And a lot of times I've found these deer are bedded watching, depending on the time of the year. Mm-hmm. These deer are bedded watching, and they know these access routes. They're not dumb. They're smart. And they're sitting there watching people go in and out. And like, well, let's just wait. So when I ease in there about 10 o'clock, I see more deer between the hours of 10 and 3 than any other time, especially now when it starts cooling off, and they're running around like crazy. So
I think a lot of people don't realize that too, because everybody wants to get down and get that biscuit.
Yeah,
and that's just the way a lot of people hunt. We're bad about it. We'll get out there before daylight, get in the stand, sit by 9:30, 10 o'clock. If it ain't shaking, it's time to ease down, start thinking about breakfast, and maybe catch a nap or a ball game, and then go back for the afternoon. And that's the way a lot of people do it. Yep. And a lot of people don't realize that, man, them deer get on their feet. They know something about it. When people start coming out of the woods, they know they're good to move. Yeah. And it's not always the case, but there's a lot of times.
It's strictly because of pressure. Yeah. It's strictly because of human pressure, whether it's inadvertently or avertently. And that's what I've noticed about the biggest thing about public land is that there's different types of pressure. So there's pressure where they use Jim Bob again. Jim Bob's going out there squirrel hunting. Them deer know when he's walking around with that 22 or that 12 gauge blasting them trees, deer are like, hey, we're going to slip on out of here. But we know he would have been firing way sooner. Yeah. So they know that's I say soft pressure is what I use. That's soft pressure. When you go in there, I would rather a deer see me or hear me and blow out of there than smell me. Yeah. Because once they get that smell, you're educating them. And that's what a lot of people don't know or don't realize is that when you go out there, so when I leave here, I'm going to go scouting today because that's just what I do. But I won't wear these clothes. I've got other clothes in my vehicle that I'll change into and go scout these areas and leave as the least amount of scent as I can.
So how important is scent control to you? I'm talking about using products, using different techniques. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so scent control starts from the beginning. And what I mean by that is I shower year-round in Hunter Specialties, the green shampoo, the 3-in-1. I shower year-round in it. I use a non-scented deodorant year-round. If I want to smell good, I'll put cologne on.
Yeah.
But not on your hunting clothes.
Not on my hunting clothes. I made a mistake. I'm very disciplined, and I'll go into my scent control, like I said, but yesterday I made a mistake. Is Saturday my son had a football game, and I had wore this hat, and I put cologne on. And I went in yesterday, and when I got dressed at the truck, I completely forgot about this hat and went in there, and I was actually still climbing the tree, and a doe and a little one come in, and as soon as that doe got downwind of me, she was gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at that point I was 20 feet and she still got me. So what I do is I keep all of my hunting clothes in totes. The only time they go in the house out of the tote is to be washed. And in our washer and dryer, I don't dry them. I hang dry everything. So I'll put everything in the washer. I'll run a rinse cycle through to get all my wife's smell good stuff out of there best I can, and then wash it with just Tide Free and Clear or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just no scent.
Yeah,
It's just for allergies stuff. Anyway, I wash it in that and then hang dry it outside. Once it's dry, I know I've just washed it, but I'll take it and I'll go out beside the house. I've got an area where I just rake the leaves back. I don't do it when it's wet because I don't want them muddy, but I'll just rub those clothes in the dirt, literally rub them in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then just knock it off the best I can, fold them up, put them in the tote. That is the best scent control method to me that you can do. I use scent wafers, the fresh herb
storage.
Yeah, I put them in my storage box because I've got the scent wafers I have now I bought 5 years ago, and they still smell like dirt.
Yeah.
So, and dirt is, to me, the best cover scent because it's everywhere.
What about early season? Are you doing permethrin to keep the ticks off of you?
Yes. I use Sawyer's.
Yeah.
Sawyer.
Yellow bottle, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spray everything. Typically 3 coats to start with, let it dry, and then I'll wear it. And then whenever I wash it, I'll do an application after it's dry. Yeah. Before it goes in the dirt. So that may not be the right way to do it, but that's the way I do it.
Has it worked so far? Spraying it with the permethrin?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Hey, I used it last turkey season the first time. It kept the ticks off of it.
Permethrin, however you say it. It does work. It's helped with mosquitoes as well.
Yeah.
It does help with mosquitoes.
That's my problem for October hunting.
Yeah.
They tear me up, and I don't care. I can have 2 thermocells going. Or are you running a thermocell when you're in a tree?
Sometimes too.
Yeah.
Sometimes too. Yeah. It's and depends on where you're at. So a lot of the places I hunt early season are around creeks and sloughs. Especially this year, it's been really dry, and that's something I focused in on before we've got some of this rain was water source. So, and that's key. That's another key point.
Yeah, that's the old dank gnats and the mosquitoes, boy. That kind of keeps me from
early season.
Man, yeah, that keeps me from that late season turkey hunting too. I mean, I love doing it all, but them things, you get a bad mess of them in your face and have a bad experience with them, you pretty much don't want to do it again.
That's right.
But going back to talking about pressure on the deer, you was talking about them watching, those trails and things like that. And I've got an experience with that, from years ago when we used to hunt down at Hollow Springs National Forest. One day it was raining, we was coming through, and I seen this buck walk. I mean, he just walked across the gravel road he was right by an access area, right on top of it. And anyways, he cut it short by about 75 yards. And he walked over this little saddle in the road. Anyways, I knew I could hunt in there, so I went in and hung a stand. Well, the first morning I went in there and hunted, I did happen to see him, but he was not on that side of the road. He came from the other side of me, which I was not expecting. He didn't smell me, but he came out and he just kind of milled around and left. I never could get a shot at him. But later on, he was close to that access area where I guess he was bedded there somewhere. But later on in the season, I hunted there a couple more times. I didn't see him. And then finally, one morning I was sitting there and the road was just full of trucks that morning, just up and down. It was on a Saturday. There was trucks up and down this gravel road, and I ain't 100 yards off the road. I can see the road, right? I mean, it's right there. You could see me in the stand, you know. You're not supposed to do this, but I done wadded my orange up, stuck it under my jacket where couldn't nobody see me. And was watching them cars go up and down the road, you know, and I was just hanging out, and I looked and I seen that buck standing on the edge of the road, and a pickup drove, I'm talking about right freaking by him. He's standing on the edge of the road. They never seen him. They just blowing down the road, ripping down the road, and he's standing on the edge of the road in the thicket. I can see his horns as he's fixing to come across the road through the scope and rifle. And he steps across the road real slow, steps down in the thicket, and he walks about 30 yards in the woods where he knows he can't be seen, and he just starts milling, coming all the way to me, you know, and come all the way up there where I was at. And nobody ever knew that buck was in the world. It's crazy, man, how slick they are.
They slip.
I guarantee you that he had watched another buck do that for years and years and years. And he said, you know what? This is, we're good here. We're good right here. And they do that. They're habitual and routine. That's something they have routines and they have habits.
Mm-hmm.
And once you figure that out, you know, in your area, it's area dependent. Yeah, you can be very successful. So
me and Will were coming out. We were at Arca Butler one time. We hung a stand. We went in the opening morning. I had been working a lot of hours and stuff like that. We didn't have a stand on the government land. And so me and Will went in on the 4-wheeler with our orange. It was like 11 o'clock in the, you know, afternoon. Nobody was at the access point. So I told him, we're going to ride back here on the edge of the lake bottom, put one up on the edge of that thicket on the lake bottom where it, you know, transitioned into the open hardwoods and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we're going to put a stand right there. Well, me and him hang this stand and we're coming back out. And I ain't got a gun with me. I didn't take a gun because I had him in the stand and you know, so just me and him in the 4-wheeler in the stand. And this buck, it's kind of the same scenario. It's a big wide, I mean, you could have drove a truck down this 4-wheeler trail. It was a main trail going in there to the lake. And this daggone buck steps up out of the thicket and he's standing in the middle. I'm talking about a big one. I'm talking about a dinger, man. He's standing in the middle of the road looking at me and Will. Never spooked. We're sitting there. I could see this dude. We didn't have no gun, you know, and he just eased over and walked in the woods, walked up top of the hill, got to the top of the hill, stopped, stood there and looked at us. And Will's like, Daddy, do you think we can go get the gun and come? I was like, no, there ain't no freaking way, son. There ain't. But that buck let us ride by him on that 4-wheeler. He thought we couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And he just stood there.
So when you encounter a deer like that on government land, are you going to stay with him and keep hunting him set after set? Or are you going to move out, or what's your philosophy on that case?
It depends on your interaction with him. If he smelled you, good luck. Like, I mean, it's dependent on, so I've been known to soft bump deer. So I want to soft bump them and get them out of an area so I can scout it. So soft bumping is, you want to make we as hunters, you try to be as quiet as you can. Mm-hmm. Well, that's when you're in their bedroom. You want to be as quiet as you can in their bedroom. You can make as much noise as you want to if you want to soft bump them on the way there. But when you get into their bedroom, you want to ease around. It's just like the military. I was in the military, and we make a lot of noise getting to our target. But when you get to the target, you be as quiet as you can. And that's I take that into deer hunting as well. Is I want to soft bump him. Because I don't want him to smell me. If he ever smells me, or a group of does ever smell you, they got you.
Yeah,
I believe they keep that smell, and everybody smells different. And talking about,
well, that's the truth. I know that.
so as you're walking through where everybody else is going to stop, you're making all kinds of noise.
Yes,
running their deer off.
Yeah,
and so are you trying to put eyes on a buck or a doe when you're easing into these places, or are you just trying to make enough noise where they clear out and then you're looking for sign once you get in there?
It's hard. So a spot I just scouted last weekend, I went in there. It was tough getting in. I mean, I had to cut my way in pretty much through kudzu and vines and get into these areas, or get into that area, and it's rolling hills once I get in there. And as soon as I come out of that thick stuff, I started seeing sign. And what it is, I was looking for a camera that I'd lost, and as soon as I come through that thicket, I started seeing sign. I said, all right, I'm in it. All right.
So then your mindset changes.
Yes, mindset changes when you start seeing sign. We're gonna document on. I use Onyx to document everything. I mark this crate, mark this rub, and when you start walking and you start marking, you're going to create a pattern, and you're going to say, that's a daggum line.
Yeah,
that's a rub line. That's a scrape line.
Yeah,
that's what so and so's been talking about. And I'm talking about a new hunter. I'm talking about somebody wanting to get into this. I mean, I've known about scrape and rub lines all my life. Some people haven't. And that's, so what I did there, I know I bumped that deer out. When I come over the second ridge, there was a big old pile of buck stuff.
Yeah.
And it was fresh, like super fresh. I mean, I didn't taste it, but it was fresh. But I knew he was there. So at that point, I was like, take it easy, because I don't want to come over this next ridge and there he is.
Yeah,
because if you're that close and he sees you, he's gonna smell you. So I eased in there, and I never seen a deer. I never heard a deer. I got the camera, found the camera, and got out of there. So I know for 100% fact that I could go back next week. I usually give it about a week. I could go back in there and probably get him. And he's a good deer. He's for our area, for Mississippi, he's a good deer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get on there and learn. And the only way to truly, you can do all the e-scouting you want to do. Here's another thing. You can do all the e-scouting you want to do until you get there and see it firsthand. You don't know for sure what you got. What you were saying earlier about Grenada.
Yeah.
Use that example. I'm going to be that 16th truck there. When all them guys are coming out to go get that gravy and biscuit, I'm going to slip in there, because that onyx pin I dropped that's on that saddle, there may be a whole lot more there than meets the eye, or there may not be.
Yeah.
And when I get in there, if it's a long ways, I'm going to hunt it anyway. I mean, there's times that when I leave the truck to when I get to, I mean, it's 6 miles.
Yeah.
6 miles in.
Before you ever hang anything.
Before I hang anything.
How long is that? Like, because you're moving slow. You're not, this ain't a sprint.
No.
Are you taking hours to move to that?
Yeah. I mean, typically if I'm going that deep, I'm going to be at the parking lot at 2:33 in the morning. And I'm gone.
There ain't gonna be 16 trucks out there. Then.
I'm moving. Right.
Let's say coon hunting.
That's exactly right. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to see that, encounter people, and you meet different kinds of people.
So yeah, you got any crazy things that's happened to you? Somebody's come across you while you've been out there deep like that?
Yeah. So it was close to home, but I was in a tree. I'd got in the tree that morning. I knew, being in there several times before, it was one of them days. All right, I just want a deer. I just want to harvest, and that's what we're going to do. So I went into an area where I knew I could do that, and I got in there. I think I got set. I looked at my watch, and it was 4:15, and this is still early season. So it was sun, we 2 hours still close to shooting light. So I'm sitting there, and I hunt high, 40 foot, 35 to 40 foot. And I see this guy see a headlamp come walking through the woods. And I swear it was one of those million lumen, the old lights, that we coon hunted with. I swear it was one of them. And I don't know how he didn't see me, but he come walking all the way up. It was probably the tree where he was at was about 15 yards. And I'm like, hey, talking as low as I can because I don't want to blow everything out. Even though he had done a pretty good job. Hey, he commits to putting his climber on the tree and
You shine a light at him?
No, it was one of them. I was just I was baffled. Like, can he not hear me?
Yeah.
And so at that point I hadn't, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? And he never acknowledged. He goes to climbing up tree, and I pull out my headlamp and I just turned it on red, and he stops and just turns and looks at me and says, "Well, hey there."
15 yards from you.
I said, "Fella, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm hunting. What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm hunting too."
I've been in there an hour.
He said, "Well," he hesitated and he said, "Well, what we gonna do?" I said, "What do you mean what we gonna do? I've been in here for an hour."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, you mind if I go ahead and hunt here?" Like, buddy, I don't guess so. I mean, it is what it is. And so we sat there. He went on climbing the tree, and we sat there and chatted back and forth. And I was like,
y'all just had a kumbaya.
Yeah, just, never really exchanged names or contact information, but, had good conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to make the most of it. Like, I'm not going to be.
Yeah. You ain't going to be the guy that's going to fight over it.
No, I'm not going to be a horse's tail about it. I mean, it just baffled me. Like,
somebody would do that.
All right, cool. But it was one of those times where I took the advantage and I talked to him about hunting.
Yeah.
I talked to him about life. I talked to him about God. I talked to him about everything, and he had been struggling a little bit with finances and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we worked through it, and we had great conversation. And he was more intrigued with why I was sitting facing the tree than anything.
Yeah. Oh.
When I was in the saddle, he was in a summit climbing stand.
Yeah.
He was like, "Fella, why are you facing the tree like that?" Like, well, it's just a method of hunting, and so it was good.
So you gave him some life advice, you educated, and that could have easily went the wrong way.
He gave me some advice.
Yeah.
I mean, we shared stories, and it was we turned what could have been a bad situation,
it could have been a bad one,
into a great day. We both had a good day.
Yeah.
I went ahead and rappelled down about 8:30 and got out of there, and he was going to stay. And I wished him the best of luck, and I went on my merry way. So you don't have to be a horse's tail to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people, there ain't that big a deer in Mississippi. Yeah. And if you're after one in a particular area and you run into somebody like that, just leave and come back another day.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got to do. Ain't none of us starving. Ain't none of us got to have that 150-inch buck to feed our families. I mean, most people do it for the gram, but that ain't what it's about.
Absolutely.
Well, you kind of, I'm glad you turned that into that. I mean, because it turned out to be a great story anyways, to be able to tell, it could have been told a whole lot different,
There's a bunch.
And it wouldn't been near as, good of a story. So I'm just wondering what the deer in the thicket were thinking, that.
Yeah.
You ever walked up on two guys in the top of this tree sitting that close together talking about life and finances and God? Should we walk through? You think they're going to shoot us, or what do you think's going to happen?
You never know what the
them juggers confused.
I've actually, you know how a dog, if you get to doing something, he'll turn his head, start looking. I've actually had a deer do that. I was in a tree on the phone. I had my AirPod in, and a lot of our customers call me directly, and I answered the phone and just having a conversation just like we are here, and that doe comes walking, young doe, comes walking right up to the tree, and she's like, looks up at me, and it's like, moving around trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm sitting there talking to him just like this, and she turns that old head sideways. I was like, what are you doing, and she finally just, I don't know. She just turned around and went back the way she came.
Yeah.
They're curious. Deer are curious, man. They're
very
curious animals. Yeah.
Very curious. And that's why you see a lot of videos of them eating out of people's hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's because they're curious, and they know when you're a threat and when you're not. So,
Well, Daniel, you started talking about, you kind of told what you hunt out of, and that was one of my questions when you're going to the government land, or, national forest or wherever you're hunting at. What kind of stand and setup are you utilizing? And, why are you just told us that you used a saddle. So instead of using a climbing stand, why are you using that saddle instead of a climbing stand?
So I've hunted out of a climbing stand for years and years, and to me that was the most effective way at that time. And that thing is a climbing stand. I had an old man climbing stand that would fold down, and it was just flat. And man, I could take that thing. We go miles, and I loved it. And I got introduced to a saddle a few years ago, and I started seeing it. It come, mainstream. Everybody was doing it. It was the thing, and da 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 da. I was like, okay, well, let's check this thing out. And I got to looking at the prices, and I was like, man, some of this is ridiculous. Like, I mean, they're great products. Don't get me wrong, but like, I just want to try this. I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
Yeah,
and so I got on eBay and I found a very reasonable saddle. It was brand new. The guy was just, so anyway, I think it was $110 shipped. It was a tethered Menace, I think it was. And I got it in, and I read enough and watched enough videos. I knew that I couldn't use these the ropes at Home Depot. I couldn't use those to really climb with, but I used one to loop it around a tree and tie it off to that bridge with a carabiner I had in the garage to see, is this comfortable? Around my waist, around my butt, is this comfortable? And I remember the very first time in my front yard, I threw that rope around the tree, and when I leaned back, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm standing on the ground, and this thing, I could sit here all day.
Yeah. Comfort.
Very comfortable. And I was like, okay, here we go. So I got with somebody in our neighborhood that he's been doing it for a couple of years at that time. And I was like, man, teach me. Like, what do I need? What do I need to get into this? And he started telling me different methods and what he uses. And I kind of took what all he was saying and just kind of molded into what I wanted to do. And so that progressed into me getting a rappel rope. I ordered 50 foot of an 8mm rappel rope. I think it was Sterling was a rope brand. But so we cut 10 feet off of that and made a 40-foot rappel rope with a 10-foot tether. So I tie a loop on the end of that rope to go around the tree and run my carabiner. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. And started like, all right, well, now I need sticks is what I was thinking. I need sticks. And he was like, no, you don't need sticks. You can either get a platform and SRT, which is single rope technique, or you can use a one stick. And so that's when I was like, all right, well, let's figure out what's more comfortable and what's more applicable in an area. And so now fast forward to this point, I use both, and I promote both one stick and SRT.
All right, so walk me through, for those that don't know about it. All right, let's go with the SRT first. What is the process of climbing and rappelling with the SRT system, the single rope
technique?
So,
yeah.
Yep. So SRT is single rope technique, and what you need to hunt in a tree, no matter if you're hunting 10 feet or 40 feet, what you're going to need as your saddle, you're going to need a rappel rope.
Is there a certain kind of saddle that you look for or stay away from? Not brand wise, but maybe design wise.
No, they're all kind of, I have tried. I've never hunted out of a dual panel. You have a split panel or dual panel or a single panel. I run single panel, and my boys have single panel.
Okay.
Dual panels you got to know what you're doing. You can't let that one panel get a little bit too far. You'll be uncomfortable, or it's more comfortable to have a split panel, but it's a little more inconvenience to try to adjust it and stuff like that. So SRT, and if I had to guess, a single panel would be more comfortable.
Okay.
And that's the design of it, not necessarily. They're all, not going to say all saddle brands are the same, but they all have a bridge, the main saddle, lineman loops, and where your bridge attaches to each side.
Okay.
So they all have that. So single panel would be preferred.
Okay. All right. So back to your process.
Rappel rope, your saddle, you have to have, for SRT, you have to have a hand ascender and a foot loop, and a mechanical belay is preferred.
Oh, mechanical what?
Belay.
Belay.
Belay. Belay. Belay, a rappel device is what it definition of it. It's a rappel device or an ascend device. So it's easier to do it with a mechanical belay device because you can move a lot faster. You can move a lot smoother than using a figure 8 or something like that. But the idea of it is to use your hand ascender to go up the rope, push it up the rope, and then the foot loop is connected to the hand ascender, and then you step on it. You step up and pull your slack through your hand ascender for your mechanical belay and move it up. Okay. So your mechanical belay may start here when you go to step up, but when you get done pulling that tag in, it's going to be up here, and then you're moving up. I mean, it depends on how tall you are. I mean, I move up about 3 foot every time I make a move. It's about my range. I move up about 3 foot, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the day. But the thing is, the key point about SRT is the tree either has to be prepped for SRT or you have to throw something over a limb and around that tree that morning. And that is very tough to do in the dark.
Yeah.
Right.
So are you normally going in and setting up a few sets and leaving them?
Yeah. I mean, there's
places where you do that.
Yeah, there's places that'll do that. It's sometimes frowned upon because people think, well, you're leaving ropes in trees. No, I'm leaving trot line cord in trees.
Yeah.
It's literally, I mean, it's the size of a pencil lead.
And that's just to help you get your rope up and over. It's all it's for.
That's all you do. And way I either take I've got a few different ways to get that trot line cord up in a tree is a baseball with a hole drilled through it with paracord, or I think it's an arbor's bag that the arborists use to toss over a tree. I've got one of those. Or my preferred method is a slingshot with a 1/2 ounce fishing weight, sliding weight. And I'll take that trot line cord and run it through that eye and tie it and shoot it up and over a limb and bring it. So you don't ever want to, if you're getting into SRT, biggest thing to know is don't climb a limb. Don't trust a limb. Climb the main trunk of that tree.
Yeah.
I don't care if your rope's wrapped around a tree big around as a wash tub. Climb the tree. Don't climb the limb because they will fall.
So you're looking for a big fork or something in the trunk.
Yeah. Typically, you're looking for a fork or a split in a tree, and sometimes I prefer. It's more complicated, but I prefer to shoot that 1/2 ounce weight through a fork and then take it and shoot it back over a limb.
So you got to get
so I got cover.
Yeah.
So I won't cover under me. So I'll have that area, and that's where my rope's going, is up and around that trunk, and then I'm going to climb up or ascend up, and then I'm going to stop wherever. It's a guess. I mean, you're guessing, but I'm going to stop and put my platform on, attach it to the tree, and then go ahead and ascend on up. Probably one more move, and then I can step on my platform. It's very very efficient, and to me, I would rather SRT than one stick.
Okay.
How long is it taking you to get set?
If
you had to shoot a line over the trunk and everything.
I timed it the other day for fits and giggles. I timed it, and to get a line over a limb around a tree and back down, I did it like 6:15 in the morning, so it was still pretty dark, and it was a little bit tough, but I got it up and over and around, got my rappel rope cinched down, I climbed, got set, and when I looked at my watch, it took me 7 minutes.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
From walking up to the tree, getting my stuff out of my bag, getting it set. It was 7 minutes, and I was at 20, I think it was 26 feet, something like that.
Yeah.
It's not my typical height, but that was where I was. So,
are you looking for? Do you have a favorite kind of tree you're climbing, or what do you look for in a tree?
If I'm going to SRT, it's going to be a oak. 9 times out of 10, it's an oak with a bunch of branches and limbs and stuff like that.
Hopefully some fallen acres.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The white oaks, man, they're raining right now.
Yeah.
They're raining. But yeah, oaks primarily. I tried cypress, but it was too many limbs.
Oh, really?
I couldn't. I mean, some of the big tall cypresses, I can shoot those and climb them. But I mean, there's one that I've got prepped I got a 40-foot rappel rope, and the first time I climbed it. Well, first time I went to run my line over it, I had to take my quick link at the end of my rope, open it, run the trot line cord through it, close it, and bring it up. And when I got it up there, I was, my rope was about 6 feet off the ground. Is where it touched. So I had to luckily that day I took my one stick because I didn't know what I was going to do. So I took my one stick, attached it to that big cypress, and reached up there and was able to get my rope. And I ended up climbing it. So if I had to guess, I was close to 50 foot.
Yeah.
And that was a hunt of a lifetime. I could see everything. I could see everything. So I don't prefer to be that high because coming down was a task.
That's what I was. You're coming down. I guarantee you. Gravity's going to get you down.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, rappelling when you're hunting in either one stick or SRT, and everybody that knows that hunts this way will agree with me, the rappel is the best part. I mean, you feel like a Navy SEAL on SEAL Team 6. I mean, it's just...
That's what I think the appeal to some of the saddle hunting is, too. Y'all just enjoy that thrill.
Yeah, the kid comes out and everybody on the rappel,
Yeah.
But, yeah, so once you get up there and you're hunting, you got your, you got your ascender in your hand, you're pulling on your tag line, and you got your foot loop attached to your hand ascender. Is that correct?
Yep,
all right.
That's correct.
So you're pulling up and it breaks as you let go. Is that correct? It grabs a hold of the rope.
You don't have to break it. It's got an auto brake. So as you take it and you slide it up the rope, it's when you put down pressure on it, it's gonna lock.
It locks.
And then when you push up, you simply push it up. It'll unlock and ride up there.
Okay, so it's got like a roller cam.
It's got teeth on a roller cam. So when those teeth are facing down, so when you can slide it up. But when you go to pull down on it, it bites into the rope.
All right. So you've gotten up the tree. You got your hand ascender. You're going up your rope, and you got your loop attached to your ascender, and you're stepping up, pulling your tag line. When you're talking about pulling a tag line, that's you slacking your rope as you go up. There's slack.
Yep.
And you're pulling it through, and you get to where you're going to hunt. Now what?
So you stop a little ways down. It's depending on how tall you are. Mine's about 5 feet. I stop. My hand ascender so it's going to be a couple feet above my head. So I want my hand ascender to be 5 feet from the attached point of that tree. So I'm going to stop there, attach my platform, and then, like I kind of showed you, I'm going to attach it to my left or to my right.
Yeah.
Typically to my left because I'm right-handed.
Not right in front of you where you got to climb over the top of it.
You don't want to go over it. You want to go up and onto it, either onto it to the right or onto it to the left. So once you get to that point, you step over onto your platform. You're going to simply take your hand ascender off the rope, out of your foot. I have my rope running through a carabiner on the hand ascender, and then just store it in your backpack, or I like to keep mine in my side pouch of my saddle because sometimes the boughs start moving.
Yeah.
You need to get down quick. And it's not like stepping out the back of the shooting house. So with that hand descender, if I'm either one sticking or SRTing, I can take, if I got a nature calls, I can rappel out of that tree, take care of business, go back to that rope and ascend with that hand descender and not have to worry about climbing the tree again with the one stick.
Yeah.
Or a climber. And I remember that was the worst. Being up there in that climbing stand and like, biscuit that I picked up at the gas station. That wasn't quite right.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me just work this thing down. Well, now it's like, boom, here we go. And we're on the ground. So it's very, for somebody who is mobile, it's not strictly for a mobile hunter. And I will say that saddle hunting is not strictly for somebody who wants to go 6 miles. It's for anybody.
Yeah.
I've been discussing a lot of saddle hunting techniques with a guy out of Vermont, and he's hunting private land, and he just wants to be able to hunt anywhere on that property at any point in time. Now he has, shooting houses set up for his daughter and family and stuff, but he wants to be moving around. And that's what he's getting into, is he's getting into saddle hunting, and he's trying to determine what saddle fits him best right now. So it's not just for public land.
So what do you think it would cost for someone that's wanting to get into saddle hunting? What's their initial budget should be to get a decent rig and everything you're going to need?
So to get into saddle hunting, the typical saddle is a little over $300, is the range, $300. You're going to need a saddle. You're going to need one of my pouches. I only have one pouch that is name brand. It's a tethered roll-up pouch. I have a tethered Ultralock SD saddle, and then my other pouch that's on my left side is actually a first aid kit from when we were in Afghanistan. So I just reused the Molly pouch and use it because I like the way it's set up. So you can go to Army Navy thrift store. So buy your saddle from Tethered, Buzzard Roost, Latitude, whoever you want to purchase one through, eBay. I'll say this, if somebody's looking to get into saddle hunting, you don't know that you want to do it or not, you don't know whether it's comfortable, jump on Facebook Marketplace, jump on eBay, find a set, find a kit. If it's not, you don't need to go buy $1,200 worth of gear to find out you don't like it. So get on eBay, find a saddle. If you want to hunt using sticks, which is not my preferred, but you don't have to have sticks. But if you want to use sticks in a platform, buy some Hawk Helium sticks. They're 100 and some change for a set of sticks. And then a XOP platform is another 100. So you could get into it. If you found, like me, $100 saddle on eBay and you didn't want a one stick, with SRT and one stick, you have to have the rappel rope.
Yeah.
So know that. Either one of those methods, you have to have a rappel rope. But if you're hunting off of sticks, you can use a tethered and a lineman rope, which are, $50-something if you buy them from somebody. So you could get into it for $400.
That's a good entry budget, $400.
I think so.
Yeah.
A lot of people may think, no, that's crazy. I don't see how you did that. Well, I looked.
What do you think the learning curve is to be from the time you first try at your house, practicing, to being able to go up and hunt? Is it going to take you a while?
No, I wouldn't say it's going to take a while. It's different hunting facing the tree versus like a climber.
What we're used to, sitting a climber looking away. But I will tell you this, have done both, I like facing that tree a lot more because my pack is right there in front of me. If I'm bow hunting, my bow is right there. It's not behind me. Mm-hmm.
So, or if you have, the arms that come out and hang in there, my bow's not in my way. My bow's right there against the tree. It's more compact. And that's why a lot of people get walked up on in these public woods, is because if you're saddle hunting and you're leaned down against your tree, you can't see these people.
They're tucked in.
They're tucked in.
Yeah.
If I'm like I said, I'm hunting typically anywhere from 35 to 40 feet. And if I'm 40 feet in a tree and you don't come through there and you're not squirrel hunting, then that you're not going to see me. And let me tell you this. When I hear a squirrel hunter coming, I start screaming.
Let him know.
Let him. I start,
you don't want that dog pulling up on that tree and then fly.
I have a yellow or an orange vest that I carry. It's in the very front of my pack. It's one of the first things that I can grab. And if I hear a squirrel hunter start, I'm like, whoa, hey, I'm right here. Because I mean, a lot of you can't see me.
Yeah,
you can't see us if we're 40 feet in a tree, 35, 40 feet.
That's right.
But I'd say between $400 and $500 should be a good entry level. There's, like I told you the other day, there's a set on Marketplace now for $900.
There you go, Mike.
It's still available.
Well, I mean, me and Malcolm use the 3-stick method. So you don't get mad at us when you come to our hunting place. If you ever hunt with us, we don't have no 1-stick method. It's a 3-stick method. You know, we got 3 2x4s that go up in that box stand.
With the handrail.
With a handrail.
That's right. No, and that's the thing. I will say this. I know where we're at on time, but the thing, we've got to come together as a hunting community.
Yeah.
And it absolutely irritates me. I mean, to my core. I'll get furious talking about it. When you criticize somebody on their hunting methods or their way they're hunting, I will get sideways in a heartbeat. I'm a good Christian man, but I will turn absolutely 100% red if I hear somebody bashing somebody about a crossbow.
Yeah.
Or oh, well, you should be hunting like this. No, you shouldn't be judging anybody.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
That's not what we're here to do.
These outdoors are here for us all to enjoy.
That's exactly.
And the way we can promote it and get people out doing it, the better off we all are.
And if anybody that's listening to this and you want anything that I can do to help, BamaSippiMan, I will help you any way I can, because especially with kids. I got 2 boys, and I'm getting them out as much as I possibly can. If we don't raise our next generation to use these public lands, they could be gone.
That's right.
If your kids aren't using toys, what do you do with them?
Throw them to the curb.
Get rid of them.
Goodwill. Yeah.
You liquidate them. It's what they tried to do out west. That public land wasn't being used. They document. That's why these check-ins are there. If you are saying, I ain't checking in, don't check in. But you're not going to go to the count. And when these counts aren't high, and they start selling this public land, don't come screaming then.
Yeah.
Check in, check your game, do what's right, and everything will be okay.
Man, that's good words of advice right there.
100.
And there's not enough people out there promoting that.
Nope,
so
there's not.
Appreciate that.
Well, that's all the time we got.
Yeah.
Fellas, we got to close it out.
Well, Daniel, so it's BamaSippiMan on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, soon to be some YouTube videos. You've been recording a lot of stuff.
Yep.
We're going to have to get you back on here and talk about that side of things.
Yep.
What it's like self-recording all of your hunts, especially, when you're doing what you do and you're really going out there and getting remote. So that's going to be interesting. We'll get you back on here.
Touch on one stick as well.
Yeah.
I know you like the 3-stick, but
but man, we appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Appreciate your service. Thank you for everything you've done, man. Good luck this year hunting, and let's stay in touch and get you back on here, and we'll do some talking about video. Hopefully you'll have some video to share with us maybe.
Perfect. Sounds good. I've enjoyed it.
Anything you'd like to say before we get cut out?
Y'all hunt hard, stay safe, and God bless.
All right. Well, Mikey, take us on out of here.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all know where y'all can find us at. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We should have some recipes, a little bit of outdoor stuff, videos out there. Y'all check us out. If you got any questions, y'all can reach out to us at support at Buck Junkies, or you can go on the Facebook page and, comment something there if you need a question answered. And y'all check out the website. We got some products and some new seasons coming out. So y'all don't miss out on that. And that's about all we got for today.
All right. Well, until next week, y'all, we gone.